Hello! Welcome to yet another iteration of Animal Crossing New Horizons Fringe Fest. We are streaming from the lands of the Kulin Nation, and it is also Night Dog Week. So we'd like to acknowledge elders past and present and emerging, and any Indigenous and First Nations people watching. This is streamed on Stolen Land. Sovereignty was never ceded. Of course, this being a game on a deserted island, the conversations around that get a little bit more intense. More to come. Joining us today, we have it's like two people, but also one person, but also two people. We'll explain a little further. Welcome, Sam Serna.
Hello!
To our island. Hello. How are you doing this fine Tuesday evening?
It's so great. You know, after the great news we've been receiving, lockdown, it's over. Well, it's not over, but you know what I mean. So I'm just really excited for Fringe now.
Yes. We've just had. It's like every time we open a stream, the first thing we talk about is it's over. The lockdown is over.
Yeah.
Almost over. It's like the first thing we always chat about. But yeah, they've announced more restrictions lifted on Sunday.
Yes.
So you can go further away than 25 kilometers. And Maze, who is currently playing Sam, and who is the tech person and live stream producer, is actually somewhere else, far away from the 25k.
Yes, so I abandoned Melbourne. Goodbye, Melbourne.
Forever.
Yeah, so
for this week.
Now we're out of excuses to visit the family, huh?
Yeah.
Oh my God, is that us?
Yeah, can you see us?
Yes,
so
I'm laughing.
Yes. So the reason we are talking about two people being one person being two people is that we're actually waiting for another guest. This is kind of a call out. Sunanda, if you're watching this, please come here.
Join us. Yeah, knowing her, she's probably having fun somewhere. Yes. So Sunanda and I met while gigging on Zoom. And it's quite funny. Yeah, because we met during the lockdown on Zoom.
Oh,
and
wow.
We decided to do the French show, and we could only meet face to face like 3 weeks ago. How crazy is that?
Was there a worry about like, oh, we're meeting in person? Oh no, what if they're actually terrible though? Like, like when you either you go dating online and then you meet in person, it's like there's no chemistry.
I know. Yes. But that's the thing, because I had already seen her material and she had seen mine, and it was like a match made in heaven. Yes, like we share the same sense of humor, and we like the same jokes. So in that sense, even though I was a bit anxious about meeting her and there not being chemistry, and we already, were knees deep into the French show.
Yeah. It's like we're committed now.
Yes.
Can't back out now.
Yeah, well, I guess she's the deadbeat husband who forgot about our anniversary dinner right now.
This is her way of announcing, like, I'm out. No, Sunanda, come back. If you're watching, come back. No,
it's all good. I'm pretty sure something must have come up, because she's a responsible person. Or maybe that's what I say to the public. I don't know.
Oh.
No, just kidding. I was going to mention that I do think that if you could make a composite out of Sunanda and me, it would probably look like that.
Yay!
Yeah, we kind of had to like adjust the look a little bit, because Maze is usually our like player person for when we have guests like Sam or Shamini last week who don't have the game. And we were having this kind of conversation about like, well, is this digital blackface? Because it's mostly with people of color so far, and Maze is white. But then Sam, you had like this comment about you and Sunanda being could you say that for the stream?
I think this is a composite of us, but if it were up to us, we would pick Sunanda's voice. because she grew up in Thailand and she went to an American school. So she
Yep.
sounds pretty American. I don't, but
Yep.
I am a fair-skinned Latino. So I look
Right.
sort of white, you know? So if it were up to us, I think we would pick her voice and my look so that then, you know, we could find jobs.
We could find jobs. Oh, that is.
And then we thought, well, we're still women, so it's not going to be that easy.
Yeah, but you get like one step closer. That is a mood. I don't use my last name, like my full last name, on job applications because it's very obviously ethnic. And the moment I started doing that, my interview ratio went up.
Oh, yes, I know. I used to be married, and my ex-husband's name is Chang.
Right.
So I started applying as Sam Chang, and I did see the rate go up. Yes, it's funny because part of being Latino is that people expect you to look like Jennifer Lopez or something.
Right. Yeah.
And so when I show up, people are like, "Oh, are your looks typically Venezuelan?" And I'm like, "There is no typical Venezuelan look." That's the thing about Latinos. We come in all different shapes and sizes and colors, flavors, everything, you know. So I like that idea of defying people's expectations when they hear my accent.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I also have this this joke in the show in which I say, you know, at least I look like this. So if Pauline Hanson ever comes to power, I just need to learn sign language and that's it.
No one needs to hear my voice.
Yes,
I
because
feel like I need to do the opposite way, where it's like I just never need to show my face. My name is an English word. People don't need to know.
We could be well on our way to full work from home life, you know, after this.
Well, the thing is, like with Zoom calls, right? Everyone's like, turn your camera on.
Well, maybe you can try a deep fake. So
I've actually like
sure somebody's already working on that.
Oh my god. I see, like, for some Zoom calls, you know, like how you can have the virtual background?
Yes, I love
for
that.
some calls, I've actually put this Animal Crossing island on.
Oh, nice.
So it's like, it's me. I look cute. You don't get to see any more. I did like, sometimes they just want to see my face. And we're like, no, you get this person. You do not get the person hiding under the covers because they're tired.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, I don't enjoy, because, you know, when you're working online, part of the appeal is to be on your pajamas.
Yep.
And then sometimes you're just, you know, in your undies and you have like a jacket and a t-shirt, a professional. You're professional from the waist up.
Yeah, like the newscasters.
Yeah. Ooh, no. I just remember that news of the guy wanking on a Zoom call. Oh my God, that was horrible.
Yeah. Just like pay attention to the tabs you have open. It's like things you have to learn all this new Zoom etiquette. I remember like early on in the lockdowns, like around March or April, there's a tweet from someone who works at NASA, and they're talking about how an actual conversation they've had was how to make sure their cats don't walk on their keyboards and accidentally launch a spaceship.
You know what? I used to work in technical support, and it was support for a very specific software for industries. Like, it's called a SCADA, but basically this thing controls a manufacturing plant. Once we got a call from a guy who's he had left it online, and then his baby came in and he shut down part of the factory and he was fired. And he was calling us for us to help him prove in a court of law that it wasn't his fault. And we're like, how is it not your fault that you let your baby next to your computer on a live system?
Wow.
Yes.
I mean, if your system is that fragile that babies can ruin it, I mean, that probably says something about your company.
Yeah. Yes, I know. I know. We're like, dude, we just gave you the tools. You made this.
Yes, but also, why are your tools such that a baby can cause havoc on them? What's up
Yeah,
with this, Gala?
yeah, it's online working. It's a good source of material.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I'm just gonna plug it in right now.
Yes, plug
Our
all the things.
show. Yes, we can. Yeah.
Yes, tell us
we've
more about your
already-
show.
Yes, we've already had this discussion about my skin tone.
Yes.
But yes, we play a lot into being a person of color, being a migrant in Australia. And the show is gonna be on Zoom, so you don't really need to leave your house. Just turn your computer on and get into it. And it's also the tickets are also pay what you want. So I mean, we really just wanted people to join and have a laugh. And I know how hard it is sometimes to pay for things.
Yep.
We
Yep.
just made it so that everybody that wants a good laugh can come in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was reading the blurb on the Fringe website. Your bio says you are a frustrated engineer.
Yes. Yeah.
What's that all about?
Well, actually, I'm finishing a certificate at ANU for computer vision and machine learning.
Ooh.
Yes. It's quite interesting. The stuff that people are doing right now with machine learning.
Yeah.
It's scary. But I'm a frustrated engineer because so many things. First of all,
Yes.
I'm an electronics engineer, and the thing about electronics is that it is almost no longer a thing because all of electronics has expanded so much that you don't have electronics engineer because you would need to have a telecommunications engineer,
Right.
solid state. It's too specific now. So the term electronics engineer is not really existing anymore. So I always ended up working in IT because, being a migrant, you have to take the job you want, you're given. So, yes, it's been, 10 years?
Wow.
Since I started, no, it's been more. I think 15 years I've been working as an engineer in all areas of IT. And one of the things that I always remember it somehow is precisely in that support job that I had. It was a very specific tool. So it was only 2 women in our team. It was a team of
Right.
like 20 engineers, and it was only 2 women. And at least once a week, we shared the stories, and at least once a week, a customer would say to us, "Oh, hi, nice to meet you. Can you put me through to someone technical?" Yes, and you would have to, breathe deep and say, "I am technical. How can I help you?" You just have to bite your tongue and not say, "Well, fuck yourself."
It's like, yes, I am the manager.
Not the receptionist. I am an engineer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, being a woman in STEM, it's challenging.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you also meet great people that value you for what you are. So in that sense, I had a really nice manager who said to me that he preferred the way women worked because we are a bit more consequent, particularly in a support role. Sometimes the client just wants you to send him an email and tell him that things are going forward.
Right. They want the assurance more than they need the advice.
Yes. So in that sense, my girlfriend, the other girl that was on the team, we would regularly be top of the reviews from customers precisely for that soft skill that for some men seems to be so inconsequential. I don't know. They don't see the value in communicating with your customers, or at least that was my case. Yes, I have some more horror stories, but let's not talk about those.
So how did you get from IT engineering to comedy? What brought you to comedy?
You know what? The thing is, I always wanted to be a performer. Growing up, I was always, people would ask me, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I would always say, oh, I want to be an actress.
Yeah.
But then dictatorship happened in my country.
Oh, a small thing.
Yeah,
Dictator coming, no big deal.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, maybe I need something that will guarantee me a job somewhere. Yeah. And so I did study engineering. Thankfully, I've always liked math, and it has always been somehow easy for me. Yeah. So in that sense, it was not a hard choice for me.
Yeah.
But yes, I never stopped wishing to go back to that artistic roots of mine. I did Toastmasters before I joined comedy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I really enjoyed it. I also have done improv, and I love it. And I also play the violin. So.
Oh, wow. Is there going to be a violin in your show?
No, not this one. But
not yet.
Not yet. But, in that sense, I've never been stage fright. I've never suffered from that.
Yeah.
Which is so many people ask me, because they know me from my engineering background, and they're like, oh, you're a comedian too? How? Because they have this picture in their heads of engineers being nerdy, shy people.
Yeah.
It's not entirely untrue. But yeah, because I played the violin since I was 5, I was so used to, getting on a stage and performing in front of an audience that it was never really a showstopper for me.
Yeah.
And it really helped me in my engineering career. I don't know if you've heard about the Mozart effect.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. What is it?
Yeah, I still don't remember it in quite a lot of detail, but basically they tested this, just playing music to kids, and that increased their cognitive abilities.
Yeah.
And
the Mozart effect. Yeah.
Yes. So I do think that having a musical education helped me not only in performing, but also on any aspect of life.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, because you know what, when I was growing up, I didn't like it so much. And my mom was like, no, you got to stick with it. You know how moms can be taught.
Oh, with the violin.
Yes. I'm pretty sure. Particularly kids that play video games. I don't know why there is a Venn diagram there, a Venn intersection. But yeah. She pushed me to continue, and nowadays play violin it's a bit of an outlet for me.
Yep.
So I'm thankful that I continue with that.
I need to find a violin somewhere on this island so we can have a jam session. We have some.
Play violin for the Gala for sure.
Oh, that could be interesting. I mean, there's an in-game violin, although it's not necessarily as robust as an actual violin, but we could make it. You could make it work somehow.
So can you tell me a bit more about the game?
About Animal Crossing, or about this project?
Yeah, well, the project and Animal Crossing.
Oh my god, a segue to marketing ourselves. Hey!
Yeah!
So Animal Crossing, the Animal Crossing is a video game franchise where the general idea is that you live in a village, in a city. It's a sort of a different one every time. It's basically, you live day to day, you decorate your living area how you want. You got animal villagers, which is where, I don't know if you can see, this neighborhood, and you interact with them. And it's basically this day-to-day life on a virtual space. And the game you're on, New Horizons, you are on an island. So you start off with a deserted island, and you renew it and refresh it, and you decorate how you will. And it's just, it's kind of a gentle game. You drop by every day, you have a museum you can dig up fossils for or get art for, you're here. So you can have friends over to play with them, you can catch bugs, go fishing.
Can you be an animal? That koala is so cute.
Well, you can't be, there's animal costumes. But yeah, your villagers, your neighbors are all animals. This is Melba. our villagers are handpicked to fit the island. Yeah, so that's Animal Crossing.
So
And
you guys make
this island is a dedicated Fringe Festival island. So we got our own copy of the game and our own Nintendo Switch console because you're only allowed one island per console. So we got a dedicated one and we set up this island to look like a dream Fringe Festival island. So you can see from the neighbors' villages, they're all kind of artistic. Melba's the only one that looks a bit like a house. But everyone else, like, this is our art teacher, Benjamin. He's home. There's like Tutu, our ballet dancers in front of us, and there's different performance spaces you might have seen. But we'll do a little bit of tour so you can have a look. But we set up little performance spaces and visual arts venues, and there's like a lot of different creativity all around the place.
Wow.
And our big, we've been doing regular live streams Tuesdays and Saturdays, such as the one with you right now. We've had different artists and community organizations and different people on board. And on the 28th of November, we are doing a 12, I was going to say 12 and then 10, and I was like, again, 10 and 12. No, it's a 12-hour stream.
Wow.
So it's like a full day of fun and events and entertainment, and there'll be times people can over to play, and some, we're gonna have things like talking about climate change while diving for undersea creatures, or an art gallery tour with a difference. And we have a variety show, which is where you and Sunanda come in.
Nice.
2 hours in the evening, where a whole lot of different artists from across Melbourne and maybe beyond share their talent. We have Sam and Sunanda bringing in comedy. We've got music, spoken word, improv. Maybe you, if you're watching this, can contribute something. So yes, ACNHFringe.cc. That is the first ever Fringe Festival on Animal Crossing.
Nice.
Yeah. And it's your first Fringe Festival too, isn't it?
It is. Yes, it's actually been kind of a wild ride because I only started doing comedy a year ago.
Right.
And I did one of these courses to learn stand-up comedy.
Mm-hmm.
And when part of the course is that the last day you do a graduation show, and basically people invite all of their friends. I was new to Melbourne, so I didn't have any friends to invite.
Right.
But I went in there and I killed. And people after the thing, because they all knew that we were new to comedy.
Yeah.
But people after that, I had my first 2 fans.
Oh,
I don't remember their names. But
fans of Sam, come and say hi.
They told me, dude, you should continue, because I couldn't believe this was the first time you were doing it. And so I did. And I worked like crazy. I was doing open mics like 3 or 4 a week.
Oh, wow. That is dedication.
Yeah. It was wild. But now I'm doing a Fringe show. And I'm so excited. Sunanda has a lot of experience. She's a producer. She was in LA for 10 years. So she was part of sketch comedy.
Yeah.
She had experience, and she posted on Facebook, hey, I want to do a Fringe show. If you want to be a part, just let me know. Yeah. And we had already gigged together on Zoom, and I just replied like a maniac, yes, I want it. And she was like, oh my God, I love your set. And we're like, oh my God, we're doing this. We're very loud people.
No.
But yes, I'm proud that with all of her experience, she wanted to do the show with me, and she thought my material was great and hilarious. So I'm really excited because in a short amount of time, I've been able to do a lot of things. Actually, this is the first show of mine on Fringe, but I performed on Adelaide Fringe.
Yeah, you shared a video about that. Yes. Tell us more about that.
Yes, so that was with the course that I did, the School of the Hard Knock Knocks.
Yeah. The School of the Hard Knock Knocks.
Yes, I know. Yes, so they have showcases with their best students on all of the fringes and the Melbourne Comedy Festival. I was also going to be a part of the Melbourne Comedy Festival, but
yeah.
yeah,
And then COVID happened.
yeah. So yes, I went to Adelaide back in February or March. Yes, March. I went in March. I performed at the Adelaide Fringe. It was a lot of fun. But this is the first show I've produced only, me and Sunanda, without any, support from the school or anyone else really.
Right.
We're super proud. Also, Fringe gave us a photo shoot. They contacted us for this project called Faces of Fringe.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I think I have a picture on. Well, there should be a picture on.
Is it the Yes We Can promo?
Yeah. So it was pretty fun, and it was basically, we were milking our 5 minutes of fame and fortune.
Yeah, mine as well.
I had never had a photo shoot with a professional photographer.
Well, you guys rocked it.
I could get used to it.
You could get. It's pretty fun, right? You started. It's like, oh yes, I feel very glamorous now.
Yes.
We are these are other half of our neighborhood. Thinking of photo shoots. Here's our Mira, our TV star. I don't know where you've gone to, but yeah. Yes, we can. And the image. If people haven't seen it, we'll go to the Melbourne Fringe link. We've shared it on the chat. But the picture, I'll just describe it. It's like the Rosie the Riveter poster, but there's two of you. And then the slogan is one that people associate with Obama. Yes we can. Yes we can. Like, why did you choose like that as your aesthetic, as your tagline? Like, what's the story?
It comes from that. I think it was back in World War II. It's that woman. Yes, we can.
Yeah.
That famous.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Her Rosie the Riveter's catch. Also, yes, we can. Yes. There you go.
Yeah. Yes. So, because the whole show also revolves about the idea of being a woman in a man's world, we wanted to take it back to that, that empowered message, which I'm not too sure how I feel about that message during World War II, because women pretty much building, arms and bombs and everything.
Right. It's like, we empower you to kill people.
Yeah, but back then, it was Hitler, so I guess, it was somehow
trade-off.
Somehow okay. Yes, no, but that's what we were trying to evoke with that image, that old-fashioned poster of women empowerment.
Yeah. And with the show, how is the show laid out? Is it both of you doing separate sets? Are you doing a set together? Is there a narrative? I don't know.
Well, there is not a narrative per se, but our sets do. We have a proper introduction by the both of us and a banter, and then we will go each individually into our sets, but there will definitely be a narrative tying those different sections. And we are closing with a cover
with a surprise, but God, Sam, what are you closing with?
With a cover version of Wannabe by the Spice Girls.
Oh my God, amazing.
Yes. It's not PG rated.
Nothing we do is PG rated.
By the way, let's welcome Sunanda to the stream.
Oh God, sorry. I was watching koalas in the tree.
Oh my God. Well, we can show you koala. Hello. I was like a little bit worried that like something happened. It was like, oh no, an accident. Is she okay?
No, sorry. I because restrictions lifted, my partner and I just came last minute. So much to explain, but a bunch of all these things like fell into place like serendipitously. So we were like, we gotta go. We have a free place to stay at a free Airbnb. for a couple days. We just got a car. Great. So sorry, I was literally watching koalas in a tree, and then was like, "What time is it?"
The koalas distracted you.
Sounds like the most Australian excuse ever.
Well, we're glad you're here. We're glad you're alive.
Well, sorry, man. I was just watching some koalas in a tray.
Look, like it's the best excuse. Like, you know, it's like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm late for class. I was watching koalas.
I'm gonna show you guys. I'll send you a picture after. That's all.
Yes.
Yeah.
Koala facts. So yes, Sunanda, introduce yourselves for the people in the stream.
Oh, hi. Hello. I'm Sunanda, the comedian who's hanging out with koalas right now. And I'm new to Australia. I just moved here a year ago, but goddamn, you're koalas. Just kidding. No.
Have you seen drop bears yet? There.
What? Drop bears? No, I'm waiting for this one to drop on me. Do they actually do that?
I don't know if you want to be the one to find out.
They do, and they target people with American accents especially.
Oh, nah, I'm kidding. Cool. That's what I heard. Yeah, I grew up in Thailand. Sorry, and I'm Indian, and I went to an American school, which is why I sound like somebody who a drop bear would drop on.
We were just having a chat with like Sam about it. Like, I don't know if you can see your screen, but Maze is basically playing a composite of you two. So like the character in the pink bandana is the two of you, and we're having this talk about like how to best represent the mashup, and it came out to be like if you use your voice and her complexion is just basically a white person.
Yes, pretty much. Yeah, I would think that'd be very ineffective for a show called Yes We Tan.
Well, I mean, there's like a lot of people who go into blackfishing, and then when they get called out on it, they're like, "Oh, it's just a tan."
Oh my god, blackfishing! That's the first time. Is that catfishing, but racially?
Yeah, so it's like this thing where like white people post pictures of themselves in like kind of racially ambiguous wear, so it's like heavy tanner and like kind of black inspired fashion, and like they never really mention upfront what their ethnicity is. So people who follow them on say Instagram or whatever, just like, oh, you know, this is a cool black person who's fashionable, and then later they find out, oh shit, this person's Russian.
Okay, I honestly cannot think of anything more privileged in the whole world than somebody not of color pretending to be of color. I'm like, do you even want to know what that's like for a day, a week?
Right? It's like, no, we'll look like this for like the purposes of Instagram, but not like real life.
Wow, that's hilarious.
That lady in the States that actually, you know, pretended.
Oh, Rachel Dolezal.
Yeah.
Oh, there's been a few of them. There's been a few of them.
There's been a
They're
few.
all like African American studies professors and shit.
Yeah.
Like they're invested.
Wow. Like it's not enough to like pretend you're black, but also like pretend you're some sort of authority on blackness. And like for what? You know, like what? Does it give you more clout?
It doesn't surprise. I mean, track record of white people. It's you're not a part of it. You own it.
Yep. Like I want to look
You're
through.
not part of it until you own it. Let's put it that way, I guess.
You're not a part of it until you own it. Wow, that is some truth right there.
Okay, I'm gonna break it up with another random observation. There's a kookaburra sitting on a fence near me.
Oh, I know.
Where are you? Do you have koalas and
I'm in the
kookaburras?
Guys, you can leave Melbourne now. Newsflash.
Yes, Maze, our live stream producer, is in Healesville right now.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yarra
Heel-
Valley.
That's the spot.
Meanwhile, I'm just at my usual house in Northside in Thornbury, nowhere particularly exotic because I have no way to get anywhere. I don't have a car. I don't know how to drive. So if someone wants to take me out for a joyride, I am down.
Oh yeah, the second I learn how to drive our manual vehicle, I'll let you know I'm available.
I was actually doing driving lessons earlier this year because I was like, I'm gonna get over my fear of driving or fear of crashing, and I'm gonna finally learn. And then COVID happened,
Oh,
and so I don't know when I'm gonna learn how to drive again. I've completely forgotten how all of this works.
I wonder how many plans were ruined by COVID.
Mm.
And I also wonder how many.
You mean personally, Sam, or like in the world?
In the world, or I actually wonder how many people said yes, I am going to be healthier, and then COVID happened. Like it's also an excuse.
Or how many people were like, this is how I live my life. I party, whatever. What is that t-shirt? Party, fuck, rave, sleep, eat, repeat, something.
Yeah.
Clearly, I
And you
don't.
can't party anymore.
But COVID, I feel like I've never seen so many people out for their walks in my life.
Yes, correct.
Like during the lockdown.
Yeah.
Ooh, interesting. I wonder if it's because like this is the only time we actually have where we're allowed out of the house. So I am going to take advantage of it.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. People are like, you know what? I didn't care. I drink, smoke, whatever, eat potato chips all day. But now that that's the only way I can get out of my house, I'm going to take a walk.
It's like I don't have. If I had the choice to leave, then I probably would go for a walk. But because this is my only option, I have to start running.
Yeah, exactly.
And like, it's interesting you talk about like plans being ruined because of COVID, because like the Australian arts industry really took a beating. Like, Sam was talking earlier about Comedy Fest and how,
it was
that
canceled.
had to stop being a thing. And like, it's interesting with Melbourne Fringe. I watched the Fringe launch, and also as part of producing this island, you're talking about like, how is this festival still running? Like every other festival, Edinburgh cancelled, so many other Fringe festivals cancelled, and then Melbourne Fringe is like, you know what, we're just gonna pivot online, we'll make it work, and they somehow made it work.
Yeah.
Sure. This is contentious. I feel like I can't really weigh in with what I think on this Melbourne Fringe.
Please do.
Check
This is a
out
group full of very contentious people. Go for it.
Oh, well, I think enough months happened that they were like, you know what? Fuck it. We'll still make people. Sorry, can I swear on here?
I'll go
Yes.
for it.
I feel like people are like, yeah, like the, and whatever.
We'll just make it happen.
Whatever. Sorry. Yeah. I think they were just like, you know what? Fuck it. Like all the other festivals didn't happen, but we know that comedians and performers, like there's like cabaret shows and dance performers, musicians, like every kind of performance art performer has now, by this point, had experience with an online show. And there are some who are like converted, I guess. I would put myself in that category. First, I was like, fuck that. No way.
Yeah, I was like that too.
How's the transition been for you two?
Freaking sick, dude. We can do this right now. And I'm looking at koalas and kombucha birds.
Kombucha birds.
Kookaburras.
Kombucha birds. I love it.
But it's amazing. Like, but I think that Melbourne Fringe was like, oh, there are all these performance artists who are now comfortable online, and they're using this third-party thing called Zoom or whatever else they're doing. We'll just have them all send us their Zoom links, and then.
I mean, you're not far from the truth. Based on our meetings.
Web page they made on Squarespace or whatever. I don't know.
You're not that far from the truth via this project being supported by two Melbourne Fringe grants. Thank you to Toolbox Performances and Darren Arts for supporting this. But we, as part of it, we get to meet with like the Fringe team, and we had a meeting where we got to meet the funders, and that's pretty much been like their attitude. I guess they were hoping for like in-person stuff as well. Like we were going to have an in-person element to this project, and then the second lockdown happened and we had to change things on the fly. But they were pretty much just like, I think it's pretty much what you said. We're just going to try. Why not? Make something happen.
Yeah, and I think it's great, especially for performers like you guys, or groups like yours that have production support, some kind of financial production support. But I think as Like maybe Sam and I was definitely very slow on the uptake with
Oh
this.
yeah.
But like didn't apply for grants. We're paid the registration fee. And then I am definitely being like, what the heck am I getting out of this from Melbourne Fringe?
Yeah.
Except for a logo, which I could have totally pulled off their website now that I'm
By the way, if you look at the tweet stream, Sunanda, this is our koala villager Melba. So if you want to look at some koalas.
I have limited internet. I can't
Well, we'll have to like send you a photo.
But
oops. Sorry.
Yeah, but sorry. Also, back to promoting. Speaking of live component,
Yes.
the second week of our show on November 18th, 19th, and 20th, we want to do live because now that we're allowed to like be around other humans, we're going to be in Jones Park, which is in East Brunswick. That's not too far from you.
Oh wow.
It'll be at, come by around 8:30 p.m. either Wednesday the 18th, Thursday the 19th, or Friday the 20th. And then it's all guerrilla. It's super guerrilla.
Yeah.
I don't even know like if my speaker is going to be loud enough to like play some tunes before the show. But we're hoping.
Hey, I mean, it's Fringe, right? Like, what are production values?
Exactly. What is production value? It's just the fact that you get it up is value enough.
And is this like a thing you guys just organize, as soon as they announce you could go out again? Or have you had it kind of as a background plan, like in case we're allowed to?
No, I think we just like last week, we were like,
yeah, I think we were hoping to be able to at least, because, when we were making the decision, the lockdown was still pretty firm and we had not a clue what was going to happen. So we said, well, hopefully they will allow us to have 2 guests on our homes, and we can have an audience online and an audience live, so that we can hear some laughter.
That's kind of the downside with live streaming, is that you don't necessarily get that feedback.
Not necessarily, because if you tell the audience, like, if you're going to be making unrelated noise, please mute yourself. But we always encourage the audiences to join in on video with audio. Yeah, and in that sense, it's even great for me because I'm not super great with timing. I tend to step on my laugh, as they say in the business.
Yeah.
She's always.
And being online on Zoom, it helps you wait for that laughter. Because it is that millisecond of fright in which you're thinking, oh my God, did the joke work?
The delay.
And then the laughter comes and
oh man. This is anyone watching the stream. This is our version of the Melbourne Fringe common rooms in our own Fringe hub.
Oh.
So we made like a dedicated building. So this is our common rooms.
You guys did this all? Like you put all the items and drawings and all of it?
So this is stuff you can get in the game, and we just organized it to look like common rooms. And we'll do a little bit of tour.
Wait, question though.
Yes.
You also, aside from making it look like it and feel like it, do you also include those like awkward interactions between performers that kind of know each other, but then walk each past each other and then say,
well, I mean, come by to the Gala stream on the 28th of November, and you will get to reenact that for yourself.
Amazing. Thank you. You've been missing the awkwardness.
Oh yeah. We can totally program in some of. This is our green room, which is also based on a room in the Melbourne Fringe Trades Hall building. They have their backstage looks a bit like this, so it's all green. So to completely pivot from everything, I heard from Sam about the story of how you two started collaborating. But Sunanda, what's like your side of the story?
Oh God, this is a memory test. That's what this sounds like.
Well, it shows what you remember. What's important.
Well, remember, I don't think it was. Oh God, now I'm fetching for clues, but I'm like, I don't think it was a writing session. I think it was an actual show. Right? Okay, I'm just gonna say Yes, yes. She said,
Yeah, you two were gigging. You had a
Yeah.
gig together.
Yeah, we did a gig together, and then she did her jokes, and then I was like, "Who is this person who thinks her butt is as fab as J Lo's?"
Oh wow.
I must know her. She is hilarious. She cacked me up,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
you
so
cracked me up too, man.
we aggressively went for a friendship.
Yeah, yeah, and I guess what you wouldn't remember is, I don't know if you experienced this, but we were doing a French show and we didn't know each other face to face. And I was anxious. I was like, what if I hate her in person?
Yep.
You know?
Yeah. We were talking about like, oh, what if there's no chemistry?
No way, dude. I know.
Yeah. But thankfully, I think this will last. I am a divorcee. I cannot ensure that I will stay in this forever.
Hey, I knew that
It's a
going in.
rebound.
I know that going in. However long this lasts, I'm here for it.
Me too, baby. Me too. No, I'm really happy that we get together and we clicked, because
Yeah.
it feels right.
Actually, it was hilarious the first time we met each other in person,
Yeah.
and we like got right down to work.
Yeah, we were
Look,
actually shooting the poster, the one that you commented on, Tiara.
Oh yeah, the Yes We Is that the first day you guys met? Was making
Yep.
a photo shoot for that? Wow.
Yep.
And the surprising thing about meeting Sam in real life was, sorry, whatever. She talks about this. Her height. And I was just like, oh man, I had to do big adjustments of this stand for the camera and the lights and the everything. We basically have to do 2 setups.
Yes.
Oh, cause like, is there like a significant height difference?
I'm tiny. I'm like a meter and a half.
She's tiny.
Aw.
She fits in my pocket.
Yeah.
Which makes it very convenient for our friendship.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I fit everywhere.
You can sneak in.
Yeah.
You can sneak in.
Yeah, that's what I remember.
So we've heard some backstory on Sam's journey to comedy. Now it's your turn, Sunanda. What brings you into comedy? Because you've had like quite a storied international history working in comedy.
Oh Lord.
Like you're a professional.
I guess so. I mean, the words make it appear that way. Sorry.
It's like, I know how to write a good artist bio.
I'm like heavily sweating. Yeah, under my armpits right now. So I had to wipe that. Take a quick second. How did I do it? I guess what I really want to impart is that for a very long time, I'm 37.
Yeah.
And for a very long time, well, and I'm also lesbian.
Mm.
And it took me until 27 to come out as a lesbian to myself.
Yep.
And then that kind of became, like, coming out to myself as a lesbian kind of became the impetus for everything else I was ignoring in life that I really wanted.
Mm.
And it kind of like, once I broke that barrier, I was like, I'm gay. And then I was like, oh my God, the world did not crumble around me. I guess I can say other things I want and I want from my life and want to do with my life, and maybe try to start to do them. So yeah, at 27, I came out as gay, and then I was working as a producer. For like, I guess I have over 15 years of production experience.
Mm-hmm.
And I've done like feature film, I've done short films, I've done web stuff, I've done photo shoots, I've done all of it. And then maybe that's a credit you're talking about too. I was lucky enough to produce the finale webisode for Broad City when they were still.
Oh wow!
And
a celebrity in the mix.
No, not at all. But Alana Glazer is the bombest person. She's the chillest. She's the best.
Whoa.
She's exactly like she is in her show, but way more sane.
It's like this is just an act. I actually know what I'm doing.
A little, yeah, she totally 100% knows what she's doing, but she is like that open, that cool, that kind, that stoned also.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, so I produced for Broad City, and I had always had this like deep interest and love for comedy, but being a brown and also queer woman, also who grew up in Bangkok in a very tight knit Punjabi community.
Oh wow.
That like, you know, you have two jobs as a woman, like, well, jobs that pay you money. Otherwise, everybody's also / housewife. But
Yeah.
you can be a teacher, or you can be. Okay, I take it back. You can just be a teacher.
did you have the whole like doctor, engineer, accountant, lawyer thing?
Oh yeah, of course. I was supposed to be the doctor, but I hated everybody in my med school classes because they were all cheaters. So I switched and did economics, and then realized.
Oh my god, my dad would love you.
Yeah, was going into investment banking in the early 2000s. Cool.
Wow.
So I didn't do that either. So I started doing production because I was really always obsessed with prom, and I was like, how do I make organizing prom a job that pays?
You make organizing prom a job. That is brilliant.
So I started doing production, and then I produced that webisode finale for Broad City, and then through them started meeting, and through a college friend too, Lucia Anioli, who's like a very, very, very talented comedy director and writer, and a female, which is sick. But through them, I started meeting more comedians and working with them on like web content. And then on the other hand, I was also producing photos for an ad agency. Yeah. But the photographer was my best friend, and her style of photography is like natural light, beautiful girls, like think perfume and lingerie ads. Clearly, this is why we were. I wanted to be around those girls, but I started giving her way too much. I started giving her way too much unsolicited input. I'd be like, "Why don't you make it funny?" And she'd be like, "No."
This is a perfume ad.
Yeah, exactly. So she's like, "I'm not putting a rubber chicken in a perfume ad or whatever." So,
I mean, to be honest, if you had a rubber chicken in your perfume ad, I'd probably buy that perfume.
Right? Think of this target: comedians who make no money doing comedy. Sell stuff to us. But basically, so being around comedy people in New York, and then having this friend who is the photographer be like, no, actually, it looks like you have some creative urges. Why don't you go do something with that? Go take a class or something. So then I took my first improv class in like 2015, I think.
Okay.
And then started doing more improv, and then went home, did like some dude who owns a stand-up place in Bangkok. We will not name it because it doesn't even deserve it.
That kind of place.
Yeah. It's like basically where sexpats go to make jokes, like extremely. It's gross. But he gave me my first break.
And now you're shitting on him. Come on.
Yeah, no, it's fine. So much has happened since. He's also told me that anger is not attractive in a woman. And I was like, I will squash you, small man.
Please do.
Sorry, very long story. But yeah, he told me a little bit about stand-up. And then I did this competition later there that month called the Magners International Comedy Fest Big V competition.
Okay.
It's weird that it's called Big V because literally I was the only person with a V in the competition. Everyone else was
Big V energy.
Yeah, Big V energy. So clearly, I feel like I cheated, but yeah. And then so I started doing stand-up in that competition, and then a year later, I got to tour with them to a couple cities, and then I also moved to LA because I was sick of New York, and then started taking a lot of classes in LA, and also then performing sketch comedy regularly at a bunch of different theaters. And long story short, now I'm here. So
what brings you here? Like, of all places.
Oh, I fell in love with a girl.
Nah.
Yeah, she's here right now, actually. But yeah,
okay, so it's still working out.
It's still fantastic.
Okay, good. Because I've heard like a lot of stories. Like, I moved halfway across the world for a girl, and then she left.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh that hard.
It's fine.
But yeah, but here I am for love, and I'm so glad that there's a comedy scene here, so I'm just looking to do more.
Have you found the comedy scene here as compared to like LA or New York? Because I was briefly involved and like very briefly, and I've got a lot of friends who do it, though I'm not like super in it. I'm just
Oh
curious,
yeah,
what's it
were
like?
you at UCB? Did you take some UCB?
Oh no, I mean like here. Like actually, like I
Oh, here.
always
Okay.
wanted to try stand-up comedy, and then like when I actually first moved to Melbourne a few years ago, there was a thing called Gaggle, which was like an all-woman / non-binary workshop in stand-up comedy, improv, and clowning. And so that's like, finally, I'll get to learn stand-up comedy. And I did a piece, and I went, I performed that piece, and it went all right. Then I did another open mic at another place that sounds a bit like the Sex Fest place you mentioned, like in Melbourne. But like the guy, it was meant to be like a yes all woman thing, and then the guy who was hosting it was making like Thai sexpat jokes, and I was just like, this is off to a bad start.
Oh my God, what's
And then
that?
like I did my piece, and I forget where. And it's
You
not because I'm
forgot?
trying to, but I honestly forget where. But ever since then, I was just like, moved on to like something else. But
No, I
I mean,
think
the
I did
people
that
I know who do
big.
comedy have been great, but the scene itself has been like that. But how have you found it in different countries?
I mean, it's of course it's smaller here.
Yeah.
And like New York, like I said, I was there more in a producing capacity. LA, I really got the feel for what the competition was like. And man, that's where, not to be like, that's where everyone is, but like that's where everyone who can get to Los Angeles and has a focus on American entertainment, I guess.
Yeah.
Is. So the competition is fierce, but that also means that there is so much quality, but there's also like quantity on quantity on quantity. And a lot of that is crap, like everywhere. But Melbourne is really interesting because for being, in my perspective, like somewhere literally in the corner of the world, like to have a reputation as being a comedy city is so exciting.
Right.
People
it's like kind of the cultural hub. So like comedy, performance art, whatever. Like Melbourne Fringe and Adelaide Fringe are like the two big fringe festivals.
Yeah. So it's been interesting. I mean, I'm also adapting to different sensibilities in humor, but I think the Australian sense of humor has more been recently in the past 2 decades, I think, or 2 or 3 decades, I'm not sure, been influenced by American pop comedy and like sitcoms, I guess, versus like an earlier influence by like British comedy, which is so freaking hilarious too.
Yeah, because it's like pop culture. It's like what you see on TV, or you even see like on Netflix and YouTube. It's very American, much more than British or much more than anywhere.
It's a very different, it's been interesting. But I actually think Sam would have great input for you because go for it, Sam. I'm not going to talk.
Yeah, go. Yeah, chime in, please.
Well, I don't know. Why would you think that? But yes, I just think from what I see and the very little I know from the US, which we get from, the guys that make it over there.
Yeah.
Is that here it's a lot more sensitive to taboo topics, to put it somehow. But at the same time, I feel like there is also a bigger push for people that are not often represented in comedy to actually take part. At this stage, I'm currently or regularly gigging for this collective that basically 99% of the performers are women or, basically not cis male.
Yeah.
And it's very refreshing. And it's also not only refreshing, but it opens your mind to new things that you didn't think could be funny.
Yeah.
Because one of the problems of, segregation is that, for example, in comedy, the stereotype still exists of women not being funny, lesbians and whatnot, even worse. So it is refreshing to see that being part of the culture, that push for underrepresented communities to, you know, take part and actually speak for themselves. Because
Yeah.
even though I can see also a change in traditional comedy, which is male dominated, I
Mhm.
can also see that it's shifting to be actually more mindful of, you know, what we make fun of. 'Cause,
Right. Yeah.
and at the same time, it is also evolving. I remember when Hannah Gatsby's Nanette came out. That was
Ah,
kind of,
yes.
yeah, and then, you know, bunch of guys in comedy, like famous people, were like, this is not comedy. Like the gatekeepers of comedy, you know how they call themselves. Well, no, it's a term. But anywho,
8 crashers of comedy. So.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, this is not comedy. And then I could see then when Douglas came out and Hannah Gatsby, she has, I think the third act is basically her talking about art, and she
Yeah.
has like a PowerPoint, which is something that a lot of
PowerPoint.
people don't approve of. And I
Mm.
love it. So in that sense, you know, she has evolved, she has brought change, not only in her perspective as a gay woman, but
Mm.
also, you know, I guess that freed up, that broke those chains that I felt were there. You know, like, oh, you cannot use props, you cannot use images. You know, why not? People are laughing their asses off.
Also,
Mm.
exactly
Yeah,
to that point, Sam. I mean, if we break it down, if we boil it down to its most basic element, right? It's a surprise. A
exactly.
Yeah.
surprise is what makes people laugh. And it's
Yeah.
either something, and then these guys are so obsessed with like the surprise has to be this perfectly written line. And it's like, you are missing like 50 billion other modes of communication that you could utilize. Like
Yeah.
your tone, your volume, so many things you can do with your voice, the way you enunciate words to surprise people and get a laugh out of them, because that's what it ultimately boils down to. And then also add on physicality. Also add
Mm.
on like modes of communication, like Hannah Gatsby using a PowerPoint. Like, why the fuck not?
Right.
Anything that's going to bring people joy, I think, is valid comedy, because comedy is, and I didn't make this up. I think it's Steve Martin, but I think he said comedy is tragedy plus time, or comedy is tragedy when it happens to other people.
Right.
Yes, I think I remember that quote.
Yeah, I think I've heard like comedy strategy plus time. I don't know if it's a Steve Martin thing, but it's a somebody thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, we can already see a change from this one outlier that Hannah Gatsby is.
Mm.
But you can also see it in Melbourne. You know, you can hear jokes because part of the sad thing of being in the open mic circuit is that still women are underrepresented. So
Mm.
you have to sit through 10, 25 guys, all with their same old big jokes. And it's like, dude, batch jokes are better. Well, no, they're not. But they also exist. It's I'm proud to be part of that push for change, because that's the thing. They have established these rules and this ritual, or whatever you want to call it,
Yeah.
because they had never been challenged. And now that we can see that there is space and there is audience for new forms and new concepts and new topics and new ways of making people laugh.
For
Yeah.
sure.
You know, it's what we observe
Audience.
whenever diversity is
Yeah.
introduced into the mix.
And, sure. I mean, I think the goal of diversity is to make jokes about vaginas really boring and tiring, because that's all you hear, because there are so many female identifying sorry, my mistake, individuals with vaginas who want to make jokes about them doing
Exactly.
in a public arena.
Yeah,
I
get
hope
to a
that-
point where it's like find some other material, but it's like also other people with vaginas. Like, let's talk about.
Exactly. And then everybody's going to get on stage. And then that's when we find even more nuance, like human experience, because it's like, how do I, as someone who's like brown,
Mm,
female identifying, I'm South Asian, I'm female identifying, I'm queer, and I'm foreign to this place.
yeah.
I would love for there to be a day where I don't have to speak about any of those things because there are 50 other people just like me speaking about those particular experiences where I have to go even deeper and be like, boil it down to the essence of my being a human and be like,
Yeah.
what is the funny thing? Like today, being completely distracted by koalas and not knowing what
Yeah.
time it
I mean, that's kind of like,
is.
I feel that also coming from having done like burlesque and performance art, where also brown, queer, foreign, you're only really allowed to do that, or you have to conform to the conventions of the form. But what I find like really fascinating about like this Animal Crossing project is that we are one of the grants that's supporting us is a mini grant for artists of color. But this project is not explicitly about racial trauma. It's not about here it's like to be a brown foreigner. It's just like I'm a nerd and I'm curious to see if you can run a fringe festival in a video game. Hey, you wanna like be down for this? And they said yes. I'm like, cool.
That's rad. Yeah, and I'm attracted to this platform because I'm attracted to the method that you guys are using to communicate performance arts. Because
Aw.
whoa, I'm 37. My mind's blown. People can live on a game.
Are you two
Like-
gamers much or
Not at all.
not at all?
I love me some Mario Kart.
Ah!
Yes,
Hello,
I will
Nintendo
kick
represent.
your ass in Mario Kart.
Yeah, who do you play as? Who do you main?
Yoshi.
Yoshi.
You
I
would
pro-
be a Yoshi, dude.
Amazing.
Yeah, I love it. Yes, I that's the thing. I never got into the whole first-person shooter thing.
Mm,
I need some narrative, something like a quest, like Zelda. Zelda is my all-time favorite.
I
Whenever tattoo parlors are open again, I'm gonna get that tattoo. The Force. I want it. It's mine.
Hey, there's one open around the corner from my house for doing this.
Yes, bitch. Yes, we
Mm.
are.
There you go. I mean, Zelda and Animal Crossing and Mario Kart are all made by the same company.
Yeah.
So Nintendo. Although, like I got a bit of a heart attack from Fringe like yesterday when they sent an email going, so you've got a Nintendo property as your project. Have you got like permissions? Are you sure you're fine? And I'm like, we've had this conversation months ago, and we think we're okay because live streaming is common, and there are other projects that are similar. Like there's a not game show, there's a talk show called Animal Talking, and there's like all these Hollywood people are on it, and it's entirely on Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
So it's us. It's like this, but 100 times more professional. But but like it's like, oh, if Nintendo suddenly comes back and goes, no, you can't do this, I feel like it'd be in our favor as like a PR thing. Like, oh my god, look, Nintendo is trying to shut down artists. No.
Well, Nintendo are pretty ruthless with their IP.
Yeah. So it's definitely something we've thought about. So far we're okay. But like I feel like either way, if something happens, it'd just be like good marketing.
Yeah.
Like we'll roll with it.
Yeah, no, but I think live streaming should be fine.
Yeah.
I mean, they would need to take down half the channels on Twitch.
I
Okay.
It's like, but hey, Nintendo, if you want to go the other way and like give us more money, more things, that'd be down. Promote us. We could use.
I mean, I don't know if you're nerdy enough, but I was watching My Neighbor Totoro the other day.
I love that movie.
Oh my god! And I thought, why hasn't Nintendo collaborated with Miyazaki?
Oh
I'm
my
sorry,
god, a
Sunanda.
Ghibli game would
We're
be.
having nerdgasms here.
No, it's fine. I'm also just taking pictures of the koala movie
Yeah.
You've got like real life Ghibli outside your door. I mean, there have been Animal Crossing players that have like made their islands look like Ghibli movies. Spirited Away is very
Oh,
popular.
Oh, I love Spirited Away. I'm like,
Yeah,
that's
so
what
there's
I'm
been a
trying
lot
to.
of people recreating Spirited Away in their Animal Crossing island. So
Wow.
there's definitely a crossover. But yeah, a Ghibli game would be
yeah.
be
Hey,
amazing.
I was gonna remind Sunanda, don't rape the koala.
Oh
Oh
dear.
no!
Nope,
Don't.
nope, nope. Leave the koala
Because
alone.
this is
Or
the
else
thing.
he'll drop on you and then you'll get a drop bear.
I
I just
think
put binoculars on.
I raped a dog. I was telling Sunanda the other day.
Oh
Uh,
dear.
no. It's. I mean, let me explain. I love dogs, but I can't have one because, you know, renting and landlords and stuff.
Yeah.
And I saw this dog once, and it was tied. I guess it was waiting for his human.
Oh dear.
And I just took a chance, and I was like, "Oh, there you go!" And I started petting him, and "Ooh, new, 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 new,
Yeah.
new." You know how it is. And then I realized that the dog was completely catatonic, and I was like, "Oh my
Oh
god,
no!
he's not consenting to this. I raped a doggy. Oh no!" So yes, you gotta be careful with
You got
animals.
to be careful.
It's
Animals.
difficult because animals cannot express consent. So,
Well,
you know,
apparently, like cats are like really good at telling you when to fuck off.
yeah, yes,
So people are complaining like, "Oh no, cats hate people. Oh, they're not friendly." Like, no, the cat has boundaries. They're communicating with
yeah. Dogs, they just give too much, you know.
the dogs give too much. Life lessons from animals.
I'm not a cat person, so.
I very much am, but I am also allergic to cats.
Oh
It
no.
is the worst. I'm a crazy cat lady who can't have cats because I'm allergic to them. It's the worst.
Never have I heard a more like disturbing tragedy.
I know, right? The day, like honestly, the day I heard this from an allergy test from my GP, and I've had like all sorts of medical maladies, like metabolic syndrome. Yeah, sure, whatever. My family's diabetic anyway, coming up. Mental health stuff. Okay, cool. You're allergic to cats. I legit teared up at my GP. It was like the worst medical news I could have ever
Oh,
gotten. Is that I'm
Like,
allergic to cats. Like,
in my
no,
life.
no, don't
so,
get.
you know what? I'm sickly too, and I had this realization the other day. I don't know if it's a nerd thing, but my mom has this story. She first had to give me antibiotics when I was 6 months. So I started thinking, and I was like, I'm one of those babies that dies with a fever in the days of the past,
It's like you wouldn't have survived past 6 months.
Yeah, and there is a lot of people right now like that. So we have a whole breed of humans that in the past would have not made it.
Yep. Well,
So
shout out to like disability rights activists for working hard to make sure that the people who would have been forgotten back in the day have the supports we need. We always need more, but
yes,
it's like people like them who work really hard to make sure that people with disabilities and chronic illnesses and everyone else who would have been abandoned at 6 months old gets the care that they need.
yeah, but that's the thing. Like, I honestly think the nerds tend to be sickly. I'm like, you know what? Because we now can live past 6 months, we are changing the world.
Mm. Is that you gave us too much power?
Yeah, maybe I'm just fooling myself. That's it.
So, Sam can probably see this. Sunanda probably can't. But where we have
I can
been for
hear.
the last like 30 minutes is a recreation of hares and hyenas.
What is that?
Oh, woo!
Hares and hyenas. Oh, it's a bookstore
place
and
is
performance
so gay.
space and community space in Collingwood, Fitzroy. It's a mainstay of the LGBT community. They've been really important to queer people, queer artists across Melbourne and beyond.
Nice.
And so this is our tribute to this space. And this is also for the variety show. This is where our variety show will be.
Oh
So
no.
we'll be running our performances. Here, 28th of November in the evening, our big sort of cap off is a variety show with performances from people like Sam and Sunanda and many others. We have spoken word, we have monologues, we have music, we have all sorts of shenanigans. Tickets are available now, melbournefringe.com.au or acnhfringe.cc. Since we have the two of you here, and we have two mics, although one
And
of
I
them
was
is a
gonna
bit
say,
inaccessible because of
I
the
just
keyboard.
want to break it. I would love to break it to Sam right here now. If
Oh,
you've
no.
never heard of hares and hyenas, it's also fondly called the hairy hole.
Oh yeah, the
Oh,
hair hole. Yeah, it's the
Oh,
hair hole is the
that
other name
is
for it.
beautiful.
It's so
and
good.
that's what it's
Crusader
for.
and Roland, who's been running hairs for like a billion years.
Oh,
You
I
are
love.
great. I don't know. You might have moved. I don't know if you were already in Melbourne when this happened, but there was a raid at Hares and Hyenas
Yes.
last year because there was police were chasing down someone and they went into Hares, and one of the residents there, they were like, "What's going on downstairs?" And the police thought he was their guy, and he got severely injured.
Yeah.
uh yeah,
Oh
and it was terrible, and Harris did not deserve that.
no, I love hares. It's actually one of the first places I ever performed in Melbourne.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it
For
for like a part of particle thing or your own show, or
no, it was a fringe for fringe last year. There was like a Popomoko did like a fringe
yeah.
showcase, and then I did a bit there. That's when I was introduced to the hair hole.
Nice. Who are you
Yeah.
performing with? Because I feel like I might know some of them.
Oh, I performed a solo bit, but like Kimberly, Lily, and Haley.
Yeah,
Host.
the Popo Moco crew.
Yeah,
Hello, Kimberly. Hello, Kimberly, if
I'm
you're
doing
around.
stuff with them too. That will be shooting early December, actually.
Oh, what are you doing? Can you talk about it? Is it
Yeah,
secret?
well, they had this project called Drag Story. Oh, they're awesome, and I think people in the Melbourne comedy community and just general like progressive left leaning community in general might have been like, oh, for like a group of queer clowning female identifying people,
Mm-hmm.
they're not really racially diverse,
Ah,
but
yeah.
they have realized and they have tackled this because they were doing this thing called drag story time,
Mm.
where they dress in drag as men, and one of the members, Haley, got knocked up. She got
Oh, yeah.
pregnant, leaving
I
it
mean,
open.
not that it should stop you. I've got a fair few trans male friends who've been pregnant, so like,
Right? No,
go
totally.
for
I
it.
think she was just like, I just want to take this time to like
Yeah, there is
be
also
with
that,
my partner and have a baby and like not throw my body around a stage
that
while
that's
pregnant.
also fair.
But yeah, but that left an opening. So I'm joining Kimberly and Lily, and we're
Yay!
filming drag story time.
What's your drag persona?
It's Mohinder because they were all named after our fathers.
Oh my god. Do you look like your dad? Because if I wear a mustache, like if I draw a mustache on myself, I look exactly like my dad.
Amazing.
Shocking.
No, I wish I was adopted, so
Yes, right.
I don't actually look like my dad, but I love the idea that me in like a curly, like super permed cropped wig and like a mustache is gonna look like my
I
dad.
mean, we could probably like work. I don't have it right now, but when we do the gala stream, we could probably like make your character have a curly hair and a mustache if you want.
Lol.
Because the
Okay.
good thing, like I don't think this was much of a thing in earlier Animal Crossing games, but in this version of Animal Crossing, any
Mhm.
gender can wear any type of clothing they want, and there's also mustaches and beards and random shenanigans,
Amazing. Welcome to 2020 Animal
Nice.
Crossing.
right?
I remember there was a thing. I remember, I think it was John Oliver who did a bit on it.
On Animal Crossing,
No, it was a
I was gonna be like,
Nintendo.
wait, excuse me.
No, Nintendo did not allow you to. I think it was one of the Nintendo games that did not allow basically for homosexual relationships or something. And
Oh,
so I think
interesting.
it was yeah. I'm guessing they changed it up. Because I remember clearly the bit of John Oliver that I'm guessing they have a lot of production money, and so they had this very very real looking Nintendo bit on gay relationships, and it was like Bowser dating Mario, and it was hilarious.
I mean, that sounds like he found some fan art because some fan artists go like
Oh
all
yeah.
out. But I need to hunt down this John Oliver bit now.
But wait,
I think it was not
is
the
Luigi and Mario would be incest, right? Are
Yeah,
they
they're
related?
brothers.
We already had that with Game
Word.
of Thrones.
Are they
you know?
brothers? Brothers?
Also, it's fanfic. Anything goes. Really.
True.
Like
Who am I to judge?
there is an entire fandom where it's basically the one twink in the Lorax, and the entire fandom is just people shipping him with himself. Hello, Wansler fandom. Like the internet, man.
I love the Lorax.
Yeah, like I haven't seen it, but you know that sort of the tall, gangly kind of green dressed dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, they built an entire fandom out of this guy, and this guy alone. And then so he like because there's no one else to like ship him with, they make like alternate reality characters of like the Wansler fandom.
I mean, everyone's ultimate fantasy, right?
Right?
Oh, I
Yeah.
found a clip for you. I'm gonna put it on the chat.
Oh my god, we'll have to find. I'll have to watch it later.
Oh.
Cause like while we may be kind of implicitly allowed by Nintendo, HBO might be a different story
Yeah,
when it comes to streaming.
I know.
Although at John Oliver, I don't know why you would ever be watching this stream, but if you are by some chance watching this stream or hear about it, and you want to jump on, I'm down.
No,
Like-
it's on YouTube, so
Ah yeah, cool.
can
I'll check it out.
definitely be watched, and it's open for not only.
Yeah. But yes, John Oliver. Already any other like big celebrity name. Gary Vida, we still want your attention. But I'm down. Chat to us, acnhfringe.cc. I'm trying to email. I sent a message to Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Oh my God, I love her. Who does it?
Yeah, because she plays Animal Crossing, right? She's like avid gamer, so I'm just like, do you want to come to our Gala stream and do a bit?
She's like, I also have a really intense election situation to deal with.
Yeah, but the
IRL.
election's over now. But we'll see. I don't know.
Oh, no, I can't post to this thing.
Oh, the stream. You have to like log in.
Yeah,
Let's post it on the
send me
Zoom
my
chat
Zoom.
and we'll
Yeah,
like
yeah,
share it out.
Yeah.
But yes,
Perfect.
AOC, if you are watching, or if your staffers are watching, also like try to contact them and see if they can get together.
Can we
Big
make this,
dreams.
live streaming for One of Us, is it? That new game that is everyone's
Oh,
talking
Among
about?
Us. Yeah, like you run around and murder people. Yeah, so it's like, hey, come be a guest. And she's done that before, so we'll see. Anyway, we have you two here. We have a stage. Would you like to do a sneak preview of your show, whether for the
Ooh.
Gala stream or for ESV10 or anything? Anything. The stage is yours. I will
Oh.
get off now. I'll see that.
I guess it's Sam. Why don't you go for it?
I mean, it's a
Right.
composite character of you, so like you can decide either
Let's
way.
see. Sorry, I'm trying to give you guys the link, and I will because I can't multitask for my life. So-
You're like very determined to share this link.
It was amazing. I remember laughing my ass off, and I need you guys to let me in because I am trying to set a link from my computer and not my phone. And I promise this will be the last hiccup. There we go.
I mean, look, it's a thing that because it's a promo live stream, we get to go through our tech hiccups. Like, we've had Maze kind of flying around the islands, gonna get kicked out. I nearly passed out last stream. Things happen. We just roll with it.
Well, I don't know how are we doing this? Are we doing it? Yes.
Yeah,
Yes?
go for it. Go for it.
Go for it.
Awesome. All right, let's go for it. So welcome everyone. I love my audience of one. Yeah.
Well, the good thing is that people can watch it later too. So
Nice. So how's everyone going? Can I hear the audience? Can I hear you roar?
woo!
Nice.
You can at least see it, if nothing else.
I am seeing it. So I'm really excited you guys are here. We were talking about having our show on Zoom.
Mhm.
How, should we really be thankful? Because it's not really that big of an effort to turn on your computer, is it? Maybe some people could, it's on Zoom, so you might as well tune in from your daily bowel movement. Who knows? Just remember to shut down the video. We don't want to see that. And maybe the audio too, because, heart. But I don't know, man. So you were talking to me about holidays, because, Netflix is tough competition if you're trying to put on a show on French,
Mm.
So, all right. Sunanda is not playing along. I'm just gonna go.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh no.
Oh, this is a duo act.
Well,
I'm late. I'm late
So,
again.
you know what?
Brown
You know
women.
what? I'll send you the divorce papers. Now I'm doing my set.
Okay, they'll reach me never. Just kidding.
No. I usually start my set addressing my accent. So here I go. Let's just address the fact that I have an accent. It's a Latino accent. So I guess you could say my accent is as thick as my pubes.
Hey guys, sorry. I hate to interject, Sam. Also, speaking of addressing, I'm just gonna not be awkward and pretend this line cut, but I must go make dinner now.
Oh no.
But you guys keep having fun. I didn't want to just ghost like
I think
some
I
jerk.
can make dinner too. So why don't we just wrap it up?
Yeah.
And invite
Yeah.
people to our shows.
Yes.
So if you're listening, please come to Yes We Can.
Mhm.
11,
I mean,
12, and
come or
13.
don't come. But if you don't come, you're gonna be like, "What the hell happened?" Everyone else is talking about it. So
Yes.
you've been warned.
Yeah. Please come. In any way, shape. Coming is good. Anywho,
We're not.
that's a bit too personal, but please come to the show. Come whenever you can. Come. There we go.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, we can on melbournefringe.com.au.
Yeah.
You are on the 11th to the 13th, 18th to the 20th of November. And then you will also be on the Fringe Fancy Gala stream on the 20th of November. So you'll get to see a longer performance, more than say 3 lines. But
That's right.
Yeah.
And if you
Thank
live
you.
in Melbourne, 18th to the 20th, 8 p.m., show up at Jones Park, East Brunswick. We're doing it guerrilla style, IRL. Be there.
Yes, you heard it here first. We love it when you have like debut announcements. Yes. Thank you so much, you two, for coming in, for taking
Thank
a chance
you so much for
on
having
this
us.
format.
So much for having us.
Enjoy your dinner. Don't get hit by a drop bear.
I'm gonna send you pics right now. I was just staring at its ass. Okay.
Thank you so
Bye,
much, you guys.
Thank you so much. Maze and I will do a little bit of a wrap up before.
No worries. Bye.
See ya. Yay, cool. If you wanted more of that, we got a lot more that we do. Our streams Tuesdays and Saturdays. Also, Melbourne Fringe, the festival proper, is starting on Thursday. And there may be a thing we're doing on Thursday. Maybe. Just keep an eye out. Sign up to our newsletter or our socials, ACNHFringe.cc. Get tickets to our show. Come and check out the stream. It's also, Yes We Can, is also pay what we can. All money goes towards the artists. Nintendo don't see us. We are paying artists for their work. You can keep the IP yourself. But yes, more information, ACNHFringe.cc. Big Fringe Fest Gala streaming 20th November. It's going to be 12 hours. You don't have to be there for the whole 12 hours, but if you can, I'm impressed. If you were part of the Taylor Mac show in 2017, that was like 6 hours a chunk. You'd get more work. Anyway, we will sign off. A little earlier start. We'll sign off now. have our own dinner, try not to get hit by our own drop bears. We will catch you Thursday sometime. Keep an eye out for when that will be, because we have a special celebration. If not Thursday, then Saturday, or not Saturday, then the 28th. In the meantime, catch you later. Bye!
Thank you.